Welcome back to Columbus Brick by Brick, the show where we uncover the people, projects, and ideas shaping the future of Columbus, Ohio. I'm your host, Jon Styer, broker and owner of Styer Real Estate Professionals, a boutique, production-focused brokerage committed to helping agents grow thriving, scalable businesses through personalized coaching and hands-on support. Each week, we bring you stories from local leaders, entrepreneurs, and change makers who are building our city from the ground up, one brick at a time. Today's guest is someone whose name is synonymous with consistency, connection, and hustle in the Columbus real estate scene. Rich Russo is the founder and managing broker of Rich Russo Realty and Company and Rich Russo Property Group. With nearly 3 decades of experience and almost $300 million in career sales, Rich has earned his place in the top 1% of realtors in Central Ohio through relentless work, deep client care, and a personal approach to every deal. In this episode, Rich opens up about launching his brokerage in 2020 amid market uncertainty, building lasting client relationships beyond the sale, and why full-service property management became a strategic cornerstone for his company. He'll share his vision for leaving a lasting legacy in this city that he's helped shape brick by brick. So let's jump into the conversation. Well, Rich, I want to thank you so much for being on the podcast, Columbus Brick by Brick. I'm really excited to learn more about you. We've known each other our relationship's been over the phone for the past, I would say, maybe 5 years, and this is the first time we've actually had a chance to meet in person. So I'm excited to learn more about who you are and your story. If you could jump into how you got into real estate and how you got to where you are today, that'd be great.
I started in real estate about 28, maybe 29 years ago. Moved here from South Florida. I was living in Naples. Moved here to work with my uncle about 28, 29 years ago. About 5 years ago now, went out and opened up my own brokerage. Have a property management company. We do a lot of business together, similar types of things. So been doing it for a while in Columbus, seeing the ups and downs, and we're still standing. So that's always good.
Still kicking. Well, and you started in 2020.
My brokerage started in 2020. I started selling real estate in Columbus in 1997.
And so you've seen a lot.
I've seen a lot.
Yeah, you've seen a lot. What was maybe the hardest time in your experience in Columbus real estate that you've worked through?
I mean, so I've been through the crash. I've been through both swings up, and I've been through stagnant times, and it's just a matter. Real estate will always be good in our profession. You just got to adapt and understand what you're adapting to, and make the adjustments. Right? Right now, as you know, we do a lot of investment business, and that part of our business has slowed down some.
Yeah.
Right. So now we're moving more people. Right. And we're looking at other opportunities. We got some other people we do a lot of 1031 work, and it's just about moving money around, and we're a relationship-based company, so we keep our relationships for a long time and help people, with the decision of making a real estate purchase, whether it's personal, whether it's investment, whether it's a business. We try to help people stay informed and give them advice so they can make an intelligent decision. I feel my job is to help people make an intelligent decision in their real estate needs, regardless of the type of product it is. I say I'm not a pretty face. I'm not there to open up a door and look pretty and tell you the wall's blue and it's great color. We're here to talk about value. We're here to talk about financing. We're here to talk about, does this make sense for how you're going to accomplish your goal with this particular property or investment or whatever type it is. So we want to help people, again, really focus on the person making an intelligent decision for what they're doing with their real estate needs.
Would you say that your relationship with your clients is one of an advisor more than just someone that opens the door and allows them to make decisions for themselves? Or
absolutely, way more advisory than opens up the door. We're not really order takers. We're way more advisors, right? I talk to people's attorneys and accountants and financial advisors all the time. I'm part of that team of people that helps them make a decision with their real estate portfolio. We help with financing. We explain financing options to them. A lot of people, like, I joke around saying this, but like, financing is my religion, right? I make sure I know what's going on, all the different types, what fits the best person, where rates are, what's going to happen, where are we looking into the future. Again, I got a 30-year history of in mortgage, like in rates and financing in Columbus, and then background was in finance in college, and then I sold insurance investments out of college. So I've been in the financial world for a long, long time.
Your whole career.
My whole career. And just our product is real estate as opposed to the equities market or the bond market. So that's how we look at things.
Well, I know that has a lot of value, I'm sure, to your clients. One thing that you also provide is you provide property management.
Correct.
And that puts you in a unique position for your clients in which you can provide a one-stop shop. I'd love to hear a little bit more about what that looks like for you within your business and also the experience for your clients.
The property management side, so we have two brokerages, a sales brokerage and a property management brokerage. They coincide. I will tell you, on the property management side and on the sales side, right, having the people around you having good people around you is probably one of the most important things that I can say. I've had great people around me for a long time. Can't tell you I wouldn't be where we're at without them.
Yeah.
It's huge, right? Especially from the day-to-day operations of things. That's not what I'm good at. I'm good at making decisions and helping people make decisions.
Sure.
Day-to-day operations I leave to other people.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it without everybody. So it's really good. And the management side is really good because, if somebody buys something, and we could just take over management, right?
You retain the relationship.
Make sure it's going well. Making sure they're good. They know we're going to stand behind everything. I've known them for a long time. Most of our clients, we've sold I've sold the properties to most of our clients, so they've come from them. So it's already that relationship.
Right, you've already built the trust.
I've already built that trust for a long time, and
yeah.
So that's an easy transition.
When you started your brokerage, did you start the management company brokerage at the exact same time, or did you pivot to that?
No, I started them both at the same time.
Both at the same time. And when you started them, because I know you mentioned your operations, you lean on your employees and your partners in that. Did you start with a full-fledged team, or did you have to build that team?
No, when I left, everybody, I hate to say this, everybody came with me. So I was already set up.
You were up and running.
I was up and running from day one.
Well, that's very helpful, because I know that building a team, a successful team that can smoothly operate a business, is so difficult. How do you navigate that? Do you find yourself hiring often, or speak to me about that?
I've been lucky. So Jen, my assistant in the real estate side, has been with me 10 years. Jason on the property management side has been with me 8.5, 9.
Yeah.
And those two are huge in getting me through the day. And then I have 5 others on the property management side helping out. And as we grow, we hire new people. And then on the sales side, again, we have the brokerage and a great group of people there. A few of them have been with me for a long time.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, because it is tough. It's tough running a business. It's tough finding and keeping great people. But I'm sure that the people that work with you would say that, it's worth it to them because you do a great job.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Tell me about that.
No, I'm a very loose person. It might not seem that way in this, right? But we're loose. We have fun. Again, I try to, we all get along really well. That's one of the nice things, right? We're a small company, and I can honestly say the people in my office that I'm happy to see them every day.
Yeah.
Right? There's nobody walking through the door and I'm like, oh, I wish they wouldn't show up today. Right?
Right.
That is not true at all. I am happy to see the people that work with me every day. It's one of the pleasures of coming to work is that I get to see people that I enjoy seeing on a regular basis. So
Sure.
that's like a dream for me, to have that culture and have people around me that I like all the time.
Yeah, and that is so important as well, because it speaks to the job that you are doing, though, in hiring people and bringing people into the team, because that's the difference between loving what you do and it being just another slog. You own the business, so you get to make those decisions, but creating that culture and working with people that you enjoy working with, I think is so important.
Oh, it's awesome. And in the last 6 months, my youngest daughter's come on board, which has been nice.
Great.
And
Congrats.
thank you. She's been doing well, and it's interesting seeing her interact with everybody who she's known, most of them for a long time, and it's just...
Was that always her plan, or did she decide?
For a while now.
Yeah.
Yes, for a while now. She wanted to come on board and eventually, hopefully, take over. And one day when I can retire.
Yeah. What's she doing for you?
Little bit of everything. She's just drinking through the fire hose, trying to learn all sides of everything we do, and it's overwhelming because I got a lot of experience and a long time doing stuff, and as you know, we're handling 2 brokerages and all the ins and outs, and it's fun. And, not every day is the same, which is interesting too. And she graduated from UC, went to a job where for a year where she kind of did the same thing every day, right? You got in, you did these 5 tasks, you made your 50 phone calls, you sent out bids, and you went home, right? Well, it doesn't work in our profession.
No.
You wake up in the morning, you have 3 appointments on the books, and then this blows up, and then that's on fire, and
every
then
day is different.
Somebody drives into a house, and it's off the foundation, and the lady doesn't want to leave, right? And you're dealing with, you can't predict what's going to happen. Right, and so it's fun because you got to be on your toes, and you don't know what you're walking into, and who knows what phone call you're going to get, and that's just the way the day goes. And
so are you taking these phone calls? The lady drives in the house or whatever? No,
that doesn't come to me.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm like. There's no way. Like if it gets to me, it's a big problem. Obviously I know what's going on, and we have a weekly staff meeting that catches everything up, but the day-to-day operations of the management side are
operated by the staff. Yeah. And so as far as your bandwidth goes and your role within the organization, are you really just overseeing? Are you doing sales yourself? What's your role within both companies, and which one would you say takes up more of your time?
I'm still producing.
Okay.
I'm still a producing agent. I still run the broker. I run the sales brokerage way more. Again, Jen, who's been with me for a long time, handles everything admin from the time we go into contract till we close. I still revenue generate a lot. And then I help agent, and then my other big focus is helping agents succeed. Right, and we've done a pretty good job with that too, getting people from this level to up here. Right, that's our goal, is to bring in people that are doing okay, that have some talent that we can teach how to get to the next level.
And you, as a producing agent, is that something that you want to continue to do long term? Do you ever see yourself stepping away from that, or where do you feel like you want to land there?
I hate to say it, but that's kind of the fun. That's where our fun is, right?
Yeah.
Getting a deal done is still the fun part of it. Now, do I want to be in the grind like I am all the time? Probably not. But negotiating a deal and getting a deal done, getting a contract signed, and going through that is the fun part of our job, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm good at also. That's the part I'm good at. That's the part I like doing. So from that standpoint, do I want to be able to travel more and be away more? Yes. So it's got to fall onto other people at some point, sooner than later, I hope. But that's where the transition's going to lie, and see how we do.
Yeah. And it's hard to give it up.
It's hard to give it up.
It's because you're right. It is it's the joy of the hunt or whatever. and that it's hard to replicate outside of negotiating deals and getting it closed and all that, which is so satisfactory. I can speak for myself in that eventually my goal, I still produce as well. My goal eventually is to get out of production, and it's very hard to balance your time and your business and still maintain or grow the brokerage, because we have similar businesses. Our brokerage is yours is you. I look up to you, and that like I want to get to where you are in a little
I
bit.
appreciate that.
But we have similar models.
Yep.
And we do the property management as well. And we have you have a few more agents than me, but similar size. And I know that for me, like I look to get out of production one day. And so that's why it's so interesting to me to hear from you on what your goal
I don't know if my goal is to get out of production totally. I'd love to get out of
the grind.
So I'd love to get out of the operations part and the management part, not the not keep the companies, but have enough people in place that again I'm kind of figureheadish.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Making help and coming to me with massive decisions and problems and direction and doing some deals.
Yeah.
Right? Like when I'm in town or when I'm here, like clients calling me. Again, I've had clients for 25 years.
Right.
A lot of them for 25 years.
Yeah.
So they're not going to go somewhere else.
Right.
Right? And I talk to them when I say like probably once, twice a week a lot of times. Like for 5, like it's not like long conversations like, hey man, how are you? Anything happening? Nope, we're good. Cool. See ya. Right? But there's a constant touching base with them on a regular basis. And it's not just about the real estate. It's about, hey, I need to do this in my equity funds. What do you think about that? Right? Or I'm moving some money here. Have you heard anything? It's more of a, we get paid when we buy or sell something, but the relationship is kind of
advisory
24/7, on stuff.
Well, I'm sure that your clients appreciate that they have you, on their side. And you've been doing it for almost 30 years now.
A long time.
Have you always been in the kind of the role you're in now? I mean, obviously you didn't have 25-year relationships, but were you always someone who mainly worked with investors, or it was more of like a business relationship, or did you ever have like more of an owner-occupant type?
We still do a lot of owner-occupant business. Yeah, I mean, and it's back and forth because we're closing 60 to 70 deals a year. And it's a mixture, right? Right now, it's probably more owner-occupant than it is investment because it's shifted.
Yep.
But we just closed something on Monday for a lady, and she's like, "Oh, we're going to take a house tour because 5 people in her family moved in the last 6 months, and we did all of those for them."
Yeah.
And she's like, "You should come with us, and we're going to drive around and see everybody's new house."
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
So it's a mixture. The thing that agents, right, you and I don't understand is how I hear, "Oh, I'm really busy.
Classic.
Right? And it makes me insane. It makes me insane. And then you go back and look and they did 1 deal for the month and 5 deals for the year. I'm like, what are you busy doing? Like, you're not doing anything.
Right.
I hate to say that, people, but that's the truth, right? You're not really like, oh, you're making brochures and you're doing stuff. You're around the business.
Right.
You're not really in the business.
Right.
And it's one of the things that, our industry needs to fix, right? There's too many of us that don't do enough business, right? That are around, right? And it's part of the reasons why we as agents and brokers have problems because there's too many people on the street that really don't know what they're doing. Yeah. And it causes problems because it's no different than any other profession, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's not enough people. Our bar of entry is way too low.
Yes.
I've been saying it for 2 decades. You got to make it harder to become one of us. We're helping people typically make the biggest financial decision of their life, and we have no skills in doing it.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how our bar of entry is so low with the biggest financial decision anybody's ever going to make.
Right.
And it's the nature of and they want to make it less. They want to lower the standards from the Department of Commerce, and it's insane. Every other profession that we're similar to with the amount of money we handle has way more
regulation,
way more bar of entries. It's harder to be an appraiser than it is an agent.
It is you're right. The bar to entry is very low to get licensed. It is a lot higher to actually be long-term successful. And that's why we see so much churn.
That's why 85% of agents are gone in 3 years.
Exactly.
Right? The schools make a lot of money. You know, the people that house them make money because they get a big portion of their commission. And that's their business model. It's not actually to help people grow and they hope they stick, but they're throwing people against the wall and seeing if they stick, and they're praying.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a great model in my opinion, but I'm not one of the people that...
You're not making those decisions?
I'm not making those decisions, right? And,
well, maybe we can change that. You know, we got to get you out there campaigning. And
nobody wants that.
If you've been listening to this podcast, you know that I believe in building real estate businesses that are scalable and sustainable. And that's exactly what we help agents create at Styer Real Estate Professionals. If you're an agent who's ready to grow and tired of spinning your wheels, then consider this. Growth is change. At Styer Rep, we coach to your strengths, match tools to your style, and help you scale your business without burning out. And there's no fluff, there's no hang your license culture, just serious growth, real systems, and 100% commission when you cap. So head to styrrep.com/join us to start the conversation, because it's time to go from where you are to where you belong. Well, I'd like to shift focus a little bit and learn more about your property management company.
Okay.
And the one-stop shop power that you've generated by having the vertical integration of property management, the annuity that can provide, and how that helps you in your sales. Is there a cart and a horse in that? Do you view them as equal? I'd love to learn a little bit more about that.
So, I own some properties myself, and the property management, the business started by me managing my own stuff.
Okay.
Right. It got to the point where we brought somebody on to help with some rehabs, and I was doing a bunch of rehabs for a while, and we brought somebody on to help with that. Mm-hmm. And then his background was in property management. So when that happened and a couple of my clients heard that I brought somebody on, they're like, oh, we don't want to do it ourselves anymore. Why don't you take it on? Mm-hmm. Right? So they were managing my 40 to 50 units, and then somebody dropped another 25 on us. Mm-hmm. And then somebody dropped another 50 on us.
Sure.
And then and now we're up to 550 to 600, like in 4.5 years. No marketing, no advertising.
Word of mouth.
Just word of mouth of doing that. So, yeah, I don't preferentiate one over the other. I spend more of my time in the sales business because it's where I generate more revenue for us in the sales side. And I have a great staff on the management side. But it's easy because if somebody comes in and says, hey, I want to buy a 5-unit building, we could sell it to them. We could just take over management.
Right.
And it's go.
Yeah, and that you've already built the trust with your client, so they know that you are who you are and you do what you say you're going to do. They know they can expect that their property is going to be well taken care of, and for you as an owner of the management company, you can make sure to leverage that relationship further to. Hopefully they're going to buy more because you take great care of their property.
Correct. The goal is for everybody to make money.
Right.
Right? That's the goal. So my philosophy in the management company is our margins are skinnier than most because I'd rather them make a little bit more money and then buy again.
Right.
Right? So if they can buy again, everybody wins. I get another property to manage.
Yep.
We get another sale. Right? And all that compounds. So if our goal, and again, I'm an owner, right? I'm an owner first. I hate to say that. Like, I look at it as I'm an owner first, and I know how I want my stuff run, and I want to know what my expenses are, and I try to pass that along to the owners also. So we're probably a little skinnier than people that's their livelihood. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm trying to make sure the owners make enough money
so they can buy more.
So they can buy more.
Yeah.
Right. That's the goal. That's the common goal. Is if you make money, we make some money, we all can make money again.
Right.
Right?
And that's what I love about working with real estate investors is they want to buy more.
They want to buy more.
Repeatability that's built in with that concept. Like if you own real estate, you don't want to own one property and then be done.
Well, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Right? Like owning one property makes no sense.
Right.
You want to get to 7 to 10, right? Then you have a little bit economy of scale. One, if it's vacant, you're not crushed.
Right.
You know, you're not worried about every $30 repair because you only have one, and right.
You're looking at every little penny.
Correct.
Right.
You know, our better clients are actually the ones that have more properties. They're easy to deal with. They're more experienced. They know that some are going to be vacant sometimes. They know that it's going to be turnover. They know it's going to cost X amount of dollars, right? You know, the growth part of people is really hard, right? Because you're in a different mindset of what you're doing. And I tell a lot of people that are starting out that are younger, you want to manage your own stuff. You need to save that money because you need to make more money.
I like that advice.
So you could buy more faster, right? If you're paying us with X amount of percent, and unless you're a high income person, but most of the time we're trying to help like people that have normal incomes grow their net worth, right? And they got to spend the extra time. And the only way to make more money is to work more, and you got to work a little more. So manage your own stuff in the beginning, build up a portfolio, and then when you hit a certain amount, then you could turn it over to somebody, me, you, whomever, unless you're out of state but if you're local and you have one property, and you're not a high income person, you know, you should be managing that yourself until you hit a certain amount, and then you could turn it. Then quote, you've earned the right to turn it over.
Yeah, and I agree completely with that, and I give the same advice to people all that. If you have one or even two properties or whatever, you should, man. You're going to know that property. You're going to take the best care of it of anybody. I mean, I think that we do a great job. I'm sure you guys do a great job, but an owner is going to take the best care of their property.
They're going to do a way better job than we are. Let's be honest, right? It's their baby. Like, we're a company, right? And if you're managing it yourself and you're invested, you're going to do a better job than we are. That's a fact. I never tell anybody we're going to do a better job than you. Well, I should take that back. Sometimes we're going to do a better job than you. But you know, and it's usually, you know, because they don't do things correctly, because they're older and they haven't followed the law changes,
or they just don't know how.
They don't know how.
Yeah.
But if you're younger and you're hungry and
you want to figure it out,
and you want to buy 5 or 6, you know, you got to do it. You should do it yourself and save that money. And
I was literally talking to one of our employees today. She's young and she wants to buy her first place as a rental, and I said, you need to self-manage it. You know, like, we'll help you. I will help you self-manage your own property, because that is how you're going to build the wealth to be able to buy the next one and the next one and the next one. And then, eventually you turn it over. But I view property management, it's a service, right? Not everybody needs the service. When you need it, you need it.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you can do it yourself and you can learn what is good property management by self-managing, then I think that it's totally worth doing.
And when you're starting out, it's no different than any other business.
Right.
When you're starting out, you need to be on the floor and in the ground, starting in your garage, right? Like every other startup company.
Yep.
And then there's a growth mode, right? And the growth mode has to be you're in the growth mode. You're scrapping and fighting. And then there's the stabilization mode, right? In any other business, just like properties. And then there's a protection mode, right? And when you start hitting the stabilization mode and the protection mode is when you need people like us. In the growth mode, you shouldn't be using us. You should be in growth. You should be scrapping and fighting and doing everything you can to save every dollar to be able to grow, right? You know, you don't want to spend the money on us. You know, stabilized, right? Protection, then your second and third tier of your business. Liquidation is when you need us, right? Growth should be on you.
Yep. And as someone who, I mean, my personal business, I view we are totally in growth mode, and we are fighting tooth and nail every day. You know, we're grinding. My wife works with me. She oversees the management, and it is, you know, 24/7. And yeah, we're managing for other people, but our business is in growth mode, and it is a constant, fight to improve and to add and to grow. So you're right there. I'm right there with you in that you got to scrap.
Yeah, scrap. My daughter's bought 2 properties at 24. She house hacked both of them for an internet term that I'd never used until a few years ago. But she's taking care of her own stuff. Now she's using our software, but it's on her, right? She's taking care of it.
Good for her.
Yeah, it's great.
Good for and that is the age when she is setting herself up for such success by investing in real estate now at 24.
Oh yeah, she only put 5% down.
Yeah,
right, because she owner-occuped.
Right.
I tell people that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
If you're young, I'm gonna say get a day job, buy a piece of real estate, live on one side, rent the other out. Try to do it again in 18 months to 2 years. Do it again in 18 months to 2 years. That 25, 30 grand turns into $1 million just because of time.
Yep.
And you're set. And in 7 years, you can use that money again. And it's an incredible process but everybody wants to get rich quick.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, and I know, you don't get any money in real estate till year 7, maybe 5, if we're lucky, 10, right? And then 15, you get some money, right? But you can't get to 15 unless you start today.
Right.
And nobody wants to wait the 15 years.
It is definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is a get-rich-slow grind. But the value of owning real estate, I think, is unparalleled.
No, it's incredible. The Lakers just sold, right? Jerry Buss just sold the Lakers for like $10 billion. And then, I don't know if you've read, a bunch of these people came out and said if he would have put the $67 million in the S&P 500, he would have had more money than he would have by owning the Lakers. Yeah, that's not necessarily true. The Lakers spewed off cash every year.
Right.
They depreciated every year.
Mm-hmm.
He got all those tax benefits. He got all the benefits of owning a business.
Right. You can't just consider the sale price as the total revenue.
The total revenue.
Right.
Right, and that's kind of the same thing with real estate, right? You can't just say, oh, I'm going to take my money and park it here, because there's so many other benefits to owning real estate. The leverage part of it, the appreciation, the tax deductions, the rent. There's just so many benefits to it as opposed to just parking money somewhere else.
Right, and you own a tangible asset as well, which to me has some value additionally.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. I mean, you get to see it, you get to go drive by it, and it's not just Schwab's mutual fund.
Right.
My high-tech growth mutual fund, right? Where is it going today? Nobody knows, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that the value of owning real estate is just so important, and I love that you're helping your daughter.
Yeah, we try, and that's our goals. Our goal is, again, help people make intelligent decisions so they can increase their net worth, so they can have a better retirement life later on. But in order to do that, you need to make sacrifices today for tomorrow.
And that's the hard part.
And that's the really hard part.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody wants to make sacrifices today for tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants everything today.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a generational thing.
No.
That's been the same way when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And when you, I'm a little older than you, but when you were a kid and the kids today, everybody wanted everything today. Everybody's like, oh, it's just the kids today. It's not true.
No.
It's been that way forever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's learned. And if you look at every really good, successful business, they take the long game.
Yep.
And that's how they succeed.
Yeah, totally. I am, you're speaking my language. Well, I'd like to talk a little bit about the future, your future vision for both your company and then Columbus as well. You mentioned that, long term, you'd love to see your daughter kind of take things over. Have you guys sat down and talked about what that plan looks like? Or are you just playing it as it goes? How do you plan for the future of your business?
Well, we're 6 months in.
Mm-hmm.
So
you got a little ways to go.
We got a little ways to go. I'm still there every day. I show up to the office every day, just like you do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that it looks like exactly.
Yeah.
I will always, I shouldn't say always, but I'll always have a role
Totally.
somewhere in the business. at some level. Even if I'm just a crotchety old guy that comes in and just curmudgeonly bothers everybody for an hour and goes home, right? Where everybody's like, "Oh,"
rolling their eyes the second they hear the door.
But I don't know what that looks like yet. Columbus looks good, right? Columbus looks good.
Yeah.
We're still on an upward trend. All statistics say population is going to keep growing.
Yep.
We can't have the growth we've had over the last 5 years. It's impossible. It's unsustainable, right? Both from a value standpoint and a growth standpoint. It's going to level out, right? We're not going to have values go up by 10%. It's just
that was insane.
It's just not going to happen, right? They should go up 1 to 3%. That's a normal tick in real estate. 1 to 3%. Sometimes it's flat. Sometimes it's 4%, but it should be in that 1 to 3%. So where it makes sense to buy today because it's a little bit less than it's going to be tomorrow, but it's not going to be insane. Right? We went through a 2-year period where prices plummeted. That was an anomaly. I don't foresee that happening. The mortgage debt is still really good, right? It was 0.7% of foreclosures of all mortgages, where it was like 0.7% according to Redfin statistics out last month that were in foreclosure. At the height of the crash, it was at 7.5 to 8. So that's
10%.
That's 80 times. It's 100 times difference, right? We're not even close to that.
Right.
So is there a bubble? There's a flattening, right? There are markets crashing, right? The coasts are crashing, Florida's crashing, right? But they're super high and they're always volatile.
Those are roller coasters.
We are in the Midwest. We are stable. Go up a couple of ticks a year. Now we had that crazy growth the last 5 years, but it's going to stabilize. We're still hyper affordable. Big picture, we're hyper affordable compared to cities our size with our stuff. We're probably 85 to 88% of the national average on cost of living for housing in Columbus compared to cities our size.
I agree with you completely. I think the future is very bright for Columbus.
So there's still room for growth. Now, flips and things like that are a lot harder, right? Because a lot of that's already happened, right? A lot of those areas have gone up. So, we're not going to see, I don't think we're going to see that crazy growth. But, Columbus looks good overall.
I agree with you completely, and I'm happy to hear that you feel that way as well. I would love to get your opinion on a couple of things, and I like to ask my guests. Most of my guests are mentors. That's very common amongst my guests. And if they're not, they've at least been a mentee. You're someone who has real estate agents. You help them grow their business. If there was one piece of advice you could give to someone who maybe isn't as successful in whatever business they're in as they'd like to be, what would you say?
Focus on revenue production. Focus on things that make money. And they're the hardest.
They're the hardest. Can you give me an example when you put that focus to work and it's changed things for you?
So, what I preach to my agents, we make money 3 ways. All right? Referrals, showing houses, and listing appointments. That's how we make our money. That's it, man. That's it.
Yep.
I hate to say that. That's how we make our money. In one of those 3 ways. That's the only way we make money. If you're not doing that every day, you didn't make any money today. So if you're not making calls for referrals, if you're not showing houses, or you're not making calls or on a listing appointment, you're not making any money.
Right.
So in any business, mine, yours, that's how you make money, on stuff that produces revenue. Without revenue, you can't do anything else.
You're just playing.
Yeah. So making brochures. Right now we're not making any money, right?
No,
we're not making any money. Right now we're not making any money. Now, is this part of what we need to do? Yes, right? And the way our society is and the market is and stuff, we need to do things like this. But this is not direct revenue production.
Right. Not at all.
Not at all. And people are focusing too much on this stuff and not on stuff that actually makes them real money. And they're like, why am I not selling more? Why am I not seeing enough people? Why am I not? Because you're not doing the things that it actually takes to do it. You're doing all the peripherals.
The lead generation is the most important part of being a real estate agent or being a successful business person.
Right? You can have the greatest widget in the world.
Right.
If you can't get anybody to buy your great widget because you're not telling anybody about it,
right,
you have a great widget.
Yep.
And no money.
Yep. Exactly. I mean, we're aligned in that as well. Generating business is the only way you're going to make money, and doing things like creating brochures and going to networking events doesn't do it.
Playing on social media.
You can feel like you're working.
Sending emails.
Yep.
Right. You spend a lot of time doing that. Mm-hmm. Spend more time revenue producing.
Right.
All right. I ask my agents, I ask the people in my office, try to spend 2 to 4 hours a day revenue producing. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Just 2 to 4 hours of actually producing revenue. And if you could do that, then you'll be successful.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, that's easy. And then they come to me 2 weeks later like,
how much time did you actually spend doing it?
They're like, man, that was hard.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, every day? I'm like, every day. And they're like, crap, that's hard.
Yeah.
Right? And then eventually you learn how to do it.
Yep.
And eventually you start producing. But if you're not doing it and you're not holding yourself accountable and nobody's holding you accountable and asking you if you've actually done it, and you get off the side and you're like doing all these other things, and it's the part of the business that's the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
That nobody wants to do.
It's not only is it the hardest, but it's also the most important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why people don't produce.
Yeah, because they're not willing to put in the activities that lead to the results. They just want to jump ahead to the results.
Right.
Totally. Well, I really appreciate us sitting down. Thank you so much for coming in.
Don, it's been a pleasure.
I appreciate that. I'm really happy we got to have this conversation. You are a wealth of knowledge, so
thank you. I appreciate that. It's awfully nice of you to say.
Yeah, getting the opportunity to hear right from the horse's mouth is always appreciated. I would love to hear from you. If someone wanted to reach out to you, what would be the best way for them to do that?
Just call.
Call you. What's your phone number?
614-937-8699.
Perfect. Well, we will look forward to continuing our conversation. I look forward to having a great relationship with you for many years to come, and I appreciate you again coming on the podcast.
I love that you had me. Thanks, John.
Thanks, Rich.
All right.
So that was Rich Russo, broker, mentor, community builder, and force in Columbus real estate. From launching a brokerage during a market shakeup to mentoring the next generation of agent, Rich reminded us that success is rarely about shortcuts. It's about relationships, resilience, and always putting people first. We talked about the evolving city, staying grounded in service, and the importance of mindset in building a long-term, impactful career. So whether you're just starting in real estate or you're a seasoned pro, there's a lot to take away from Rich's story and the legacy he's building right here in Columbus. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with someone who's shaping their own brick-by-brick journey. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Columbus Brick by Brick, and visit us at columbusbrickbybrick.com for more. Every brick has a story, and we're here to tell it. We'll see you next time.